Daniel already described how to identify the little horn. 6 things you should know. Every great story has a villain. Think of fairy tales, but in the end, they fall. The Bible has villains too. But these villains are not fairy tales. They are prophecies. And one of the most mysterious figures in all of prophecy is called the little horn. Number 1. The little horn rises from the 4th beast. The vision began like a nightmare. Daniel found himself standing beside a great sea, watching as 4 enormous beasts emerged from the churning waters. The first was like a lion with eagle's wings. The second resembled a bear, raised up on one side with 3 ribs in its mouth. The third looked like a leopard with 4 wings and 4 heads. But it was the 4th beast that made Daniel's blood run cold. After this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it. And it had 10 horns. The 4th beast was different from all the others, but Daniel didn't yet understand just how different. Pay attention to what happens next, because hidden in these next few verses are clues that unlock everything. As Daniel watched in horror, something even more disturbing occurred. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. This wasn't just any horn. This was something that would speak words against the Most High, and think to change times and law. Right now, you're seeing the first of 6 identifying characteristics that Daniel gives us, but we're just getting started. The vision continued, and Daniel found himself transported to a heavenly courtroom. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. But before we see what happens to this horn, we need to understand exactly who it is. And Daniel's about to give us 5 more clues. Have you ever had a dream so vivid it felt real, but you couldn't make sense of it? That's exactly where Daniel was. The Bible tells us, I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me, and made me know the interpretation of the things. The angel is about to explain everything, and when you hear this explanation, the pieces will start clicking together. The angel began with the basics. These great beasts, which are 4 kings, which shall arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. But Daniel needed more details, especially about that terrifying 4th beast and its little horn. Then I would know the truth of the 4th beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. We're building a profile here, and each detail narrows down the possibilities. Let me show you exactly what the angel revealed to Daniel, because these 6 characteristics create an unmistakable fingerprint that points to one specific power in history. Here's the first thing you need to know. The angel explained to Daniel, "The 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down, and break it in pieces." Now, Daniel had already seen 3 beasts before this 4th one appeared. Each beast represented a successive world empire. But this 4th beast was unlike anything that had come before. Daniel described it as dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly. It had great iron teeth that devoured and broke in pieces everything in its path. This wasn't just another kingdom. This was a military machine that would crush all opposition. History confirms that this 4th beast represents Rome, the Iron Kingdom that conquered and ruled the known world. No empire in history matches the description of this 4th beast like Rome does. Rome's military might was legendary. Its iron legions marched across Europe, Africa, and Asia, bringing the entire Mediterranean world under its dominion. The Roman Empire reached its greatest extent under Emperor Trajan around 117 AD, stretching from Britain to the Persian Gulf, from the Rhine River to the Sahara Desert. At its peak, it controlled approximately 2.3 million square miles and ruled over an estimated 65 million people. No wonder Daniel was terrified by this vision. He was seeing the rise of the most powerful empire the world had ever known. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't talking about ancient Rome at its height. The timing is all wrong for that. The little horn doesn't emerge during Rome's golden age under Augustus or Trajan. It doesn't appear during the Pax Romana, when Roman power was at its zenith. Instead, the little horn rises from the remnants of Rome, after Rome has been weakened and divided, not from Rome's strength, but from Rome's weakness, not from its unity, but from its division. This is crucial to understanding the identity of the little horn, because it means we're not looking for a military power that arose during Rome's heyday. We're looking for a different kind of power, one that could fill the vacuum left by Rome's collapse. Keep this detail in mind, because when we get to number 4, you'll see why the timing matters so much. The little horn's emergence after Rome's division is the key to identifying exactly when this power would rise to prominence. Number 2. The little horn comes up among 10 horns. The angel continued, "And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings." This is absolutely crucial, and here's why. The little horn doesn't arise in isolation somewhere else in the world. It emerges specifically among the 10 kings that come from the 4th beast, Rome. This geographical and political specificity is remarkable. We're not looking for a power that developed in China or India or the Americas. We're looking for something that arose right in the heart of what used to be the Roman Empire. But notice something important. Daniel didn't just see 10 horns. He saw 10 horns, and then he saw something else. Another horn, a little one, that came up among them. The word "among" in the original language suggests rising up from the same geographical region, emerging from the same political situation, but being fundamentally different in character. This little horn wouldn't be just another barbarian kingdom established through military conquest. It would be something diverse, something different, and it would arise right there in the heart of Europe, among these 10 divisions of Rome. We're building a profile here and each detail narrows down the possibilities. We're looking for a power that emerged geographically among the 10 kingdoms of Western Europe, but was fundamentally different in nature from those military political kingdoms. Number 3. The little horn destroys 3 kings. This is where the prophecy becomes incredibly specific. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints, and prevailed against them. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times, and the dividing of time. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them. And he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. The word subdue in the original Aramaic is fascinating. It doesn't just mean defeat in battle. It means to humble, to bring low, to utterly destroy. This little horn wouldn't just win battles against 3 kingdoms. It would completely eliminate them from existence. Number 4. The little horn emerges after the 10 horns. Pay close attention to this timing detail in Daniel 7:24, because it's absolutely crucial for identifying this power. The phrase "after them" is the key that unlocks the entire timeline. The little horn doesn't rise simultaneously with the 10 horns. It rises after they are established, after they have become settled powers in their respective territories. Number 5. The little horn speaks great words against the Most High. We've seen where it comes from and when it rises. Now, we're going to see what it does. Daniel was very specific about this characteristic. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times, and the dividing of time. What does it mean to speak great words against the Most High? This isn't just criticism or opposition. The original Hebrew suggests claiming the prerogatives and authority that belong to God alone. But speaking against God was just the beginning. Its next action was even more audacious. Number 6. The little horn thinks to change times and law. This is perhaps the most specific identifying characteristic Daniel gives us. Think about this. What power in history has had the authority to change religious observances for millions of people? Daniel recorded that this power would be given authority until a time and times and the dividing of time. This same time period appears throughout biblical prophecy, always referring to the same duration. In Revelation 12:6, it's described as 1,260 days. In Revelation 12:14, it's a time and times and half a time. In Revelation 13, it's 40 and 2 months. All of these expressions equal exactly 1,260 prophetic days. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb." But there's also hope in these prophecies. Daniel saw that despite the little horn's persecution of God's people, they would ultimately be vindicated. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. God's people will be preserved through the tribulation. Those who remain faithful to God's truth, who refuse to accept human traditions over divine commands, will inherit the eternal kingdom. Daniel's vision wasn't given to frighten us, but to prepare us. By understanding these prophecies, we can recognize the signs of the times and make informed decisions about our eternal destiny. Daniel gave us 6 identifying characteristics of the little horn. First, it rises from the 4th beast, the Roman Empire. Second, it comes up among 10 horns, the 10 divisions of Rome. Third, it destroys 3 kings, the Vandal, Heruli, and Ostrogoth kingdoms. Fourth, it emerges after the 10 horns are established, rising to power in 538 AD. Fifth, it speaks great words against the Most High, claiming divine prerogatives. Sixth, it thinks to change times and law, altering the Sabbath and other divine ordinances.